Boom! Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to a soggy edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How's it going, folks? How's your weekend? Man, it was a pretty decent weekend here. We had some decent weather, and the monsoon came through last night, which caused a stir in our house because we did not sleep well. Why is that, you ask? Oh, there's nothing like a dog forgetting what thunder is and barking all night long every time he hears it. It wasn't too bad. It was probably about 1:30 and then again at 2:30, 3 o'clock. But yeah, the dog forgot what thunder was, so I forgot how to speak apparently. So welcome, Morning Mindset. All right, when you get in here, I need a couple things out of you. I need to know where you're from. What's the weather like in your area right now, and then what's in your cup. So we're still on the White Monster kick. I think it's a pretty safe bet for us to have every morning. Like I said, raining here. It is soggy, but the weather temp is decent. It's like mid 50s out. So mid 50s and rain. It's much better than being snow. I will take that because I think there's still a chance of it this week. But we're getting closer. We're at the end of February. It's the last Monday in February. The shortest month. January, February usually our slowest months, and they were up over last year, which is a plus. And we're starting to see some of our normal things come in. We've got a couple spring orders that we got a decal fundraiser going over the weekend. We've got a couple more stores that came in. So, it's starting to look like spring again. So how are things looking in your neck of the woods, as good old Willard Scott used to say? And let's check in and see how people are doing this morning. Darren, good morning to you, my friend. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. 64 in Central Florida. So yeah, it's saying it's 56 right here. So we're only like 9 degrees colder than you. I'll take that. But you're headed to around 80 today. I think I'm headed to around 57. That's it. I don't think I'm headed much more to that. Water in the cup. Good morning. Good morning. Kelly, good morning to you. Renee, yeah. Morning from monsoon in Chicagoland. 42 on the way up to 57 in February in Chicago. Yeah, right. Water in the cup. I know. It would just be nice if it would be some sunniness, right? If it would be some sunniness, we'd take that over. I'm starting to see. It's funny. This time of year is funny for me because if you didn't know, Corey and I finally pulled the trigger in 2020 to get married. Now, when other people say 2020 was a horrible year, I look, well, I can't really say that, right? Because I got married, so I can't say it was a horrible year. But we got married on Leap Day. So, this time 3 years ago, we were on the beach and, we're seeing all the pictures from that. And it's great because we have yet to see the pictures that we posted from our wedding day, because guess what? February 29th doesn't exist this year or last year. So, the year before it did. So every 4 years, right? So we don't get to see the pictures. So it's funny to see all that, to be like, I wonder what else we posted on that day of the wedding, because we can't see it all. But that's this week. That's exciting. I think we'll celebrate March 1st. So Wednesday we'll celebrate our anniversary. Go from there. But good, exciting week going on. The other thing, I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I thought of this. But I need 5 things out of you. What are 5 things you're going to accomplish today? So here's how this works, right? Most of us are working by ourselves, right? Or a small team. It might be you, your wife, your husband, your kids are helping out. Maybe you got one employee in that. But at the end of the day, you're the boss. So, how do you structure your day to make sure you're getting done what needs to get done? What I found for me is I've got a list. I've got a list a page long of things that I need to get done this week, and starting with things today. So what I do is I make a list every day. As things come in, I add it to that list, and then before I go home, I rewrite the list for the next day. If something's been moved more than 3 days, I'm probably not going to get to it. It just comes off the list. But from there, then I make a top 5 of things that must be done today. So for our 5 things that need to be done today, we've got DTF transfers to print, we've got invoices to send out, we've got quotes to give, I've got to set up, I've got store setups for 2 stores, and I got to set up Tuesday with Todd for tomorrow. Because I've been trying to get that out there a little earlier, so I'm not stressed about it tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's edition of Tuesday with Todd is going to be setting up an e-commerce store website. Okay, back up. Boom. We're going to use Ecwid to set up a website online now. Ecwid's an e-commerce solution. You can get started with it for less than 10 products for free. So we're going to walk through setting up one of those sites. That's what we use for select fundraisers, short-term stores, because they're not going to have more than 10 products in it, so they're easy to set up, manage, do that. There are some limitations that it does have. but we figured out a lot of ways to overcome those. And the biggest one is signing up for the monthly plan. You sign up for that, and then you're pretty golden on things you can do. So that's going to be tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to talk all about setting up a website using Ecwid. So I'm really excited about that. If you, Facebook user, good morning to you. Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice together. When that happens, we don't get to see who you are. So you become FU, Facebook user. Now, if you want to head over to fatdadlive.com, that'll get you over to our YouTube channel. While you're there, make sure like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you can ring the bell. When we go live, you'll be notified, and then we'll be able to see who you are. Next up, what do we got here? I knew I missed one there. Linda, good morning to you. 64 in Texas. Hot tea in my cup. I haven't had tea for a long time. And it is from Maine, 10 degrees, and I'm having coffee. 10 degrees, I don't miss that at all. Freeze got 442, 52 in North Kentucky? No, that's New York City. New York, Jesus, I got to figure this out. An ice cold Diet Coke. So, fun fact, COVID did bring on, because when I got that, when did I get that? It was 21, right? Christmas in 21, right before Christmas in 21, I got COVID. And I was a big Cokeaholic. I would drink, it wouldn't be unheard of for me to down 6 Cokes in a day. Like, okay, I'm going to have one for breakfast, 1 or 2 at lunch, 1 or 2 at dinner, and then 1 later on the night. So with COVID, I just quit drinking it because I couldn't taste it. I started drinking more water, started getting a little healthier. And now, when I go out, I'll get a water, maybe a Sierra Mist or a Sprite or whatever it is. But I haven't had I had a Coke just a few times last year when we were down in Atlanta. I mean, you have to. And it tasted okay. Friday, was that Friday? Yeah, Friday we had lunch, and they gave me a Coke, and it was absolutely not good. And so it was really weird, that's something that I thoroughly enjoyed and would drink the drink out of. Now I'm like, I don't know about that. So, most of the days, I'll have my White Monster, and then I'll switch over to the water with the drink enhancers to it. And my go-to is this Orange Blast. That's my go-to, and it kind of reminds me of like Tang. If anybody remembers Tang, that's what it reminds me of. So then that's my go-to drink the rest of the day. Water with that in it. And I'll drink, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 of those. So I tried that Coke, and it's just not hitting it for me anymore. FU, Facebook user. Oh, I missed Lori, but I'll get back to her. Good morning from Michigan in 34 degrees. And Lori's got 67 and hot Herbalife tea. Very nice. Freeze 5 things. Print orders, cut orders, pack orders. Love that, love that, love that. And figure out what I'm missing from the orders. Research eco-solvent versus latex and more. Okay. So I went down this path, and I would be happy to help. There's a couple different things to it. Is one better than the other? Not necessarily. With latex, you're going to be able to get things done faster because you don't have to wait for outgassing. Now, that's something to consider when you are doing it because, on the eco-solvent, it can still be wet when it comes off the printer. And so if you try and roll it, touch it, whatever, you're leaving marks with it there. Eco-solvent is going to be, in my opinion, a little better because of the print quality that you can get out of it. But if somebody were to give me like an HP 365, I wouldn't complain about it. The thing I like about the HP is you can print edge to edge, which means if you're doing like printed HTV patterned vinyls, you can go edge to edge and not have the white border. So I really do like that about it. The heads are disposable with the HP, so that's something to keep in mind. Pretty simple to replace, but they are disposable, so you will be purchasing those. It seems like it works well for a lot of shops. The other thing to look at too is the UV. The Maki's got a nice UV one, and that one is probably going to be the next one that we're going to go with. Why? Because it has the white with it, and with that, there's a lot of other things that it can do by printing layers and things like that. So I think the next one that we look at is going to be the UV one. But a lot's going to come down to budget and space. What do you need space-wise? What are you printing? What are your big things that you're going to be doing? And so that way you can just look and go from there. But there's a little snippet for there. Excuse me, Linda, getting ready to do a large soccer uniform order. Very nice. They'll finish placing their orders on Wednesday, getting ready for Little League seasons. And I have my first shoot next weekend. Yeah, that's awesome. for us, we've got baseball and softball starting up, so we've got some things there. We've done both of those fundraisers. We've got the soccer store reopening. There's a couple changes I need to make to the site so that we can reopen that tomorrow. We've got what else do we do? We put out some quotes and some bids for a few other leagues. We'll see if we get those or not. We're also working on a small business package. So this is something that maybe we can talk about. So you guys, I don't know, is anybody doing package deals for places? We got to talking about, different packages and bundles to put together. One of them, graduation, where here's a couple shirts, here's a sign, here's a banner, here's some other stuff. What can we do to make a package out of that? We got to talking about the small business side of things. We're like, hey, for a new business starting up, here's some business cards, here's a couple shirts, here's a polo, here's a hat, here's some yard signs, here's, a magnet, door magnets, we're looking at different things to be able to put together to help those out, where they can buy it all individually, but they're going to save in a bundle. Because we all know when somebody spends more, we make more, right? I mean, not necessarily make more because you might make a few less points on it, but you're getting that bulk order. So instead of just working on that one shirt or two shirts, you're now getting 12, 24, 48, so on from there. So, is anybody doing bundles for people? If so, let's talk about those. Lynn's also finishing up youth football sponsor plaques, designing photo softballs for senior nights. Love that, Linda. Love that. Renee's 5 things. 5, open new store after final approval. Love it. Follow up with a possible rush order. Rush orders stress me out. Press an order. Send shirt options to a client. Work on artwork and setting up for laser. Love that. Love that. I love Tang. Did the Coke taste too sweet? It just tasted like crap. The bricks could have been off too, because nothing beats. There's 2 Cokes. The 2 best Cokes in the world are Coke from the glass bottle. So, the Mexican Coke is about the only place you get it, because even the 8-ounce bottles aren't there, but the Mexican Coke in that bottle, and the McDonald's. So trying to, those are the 2 best Cokes, and then it kind of goes downhill from there. A lot of fountain Cokes, they just don't taste the greatest. So that's there. But it wasn't too sweet. It tasted like trash. It really, really good. I haven't had a regular drink on purpose probably 15 years now, regular now, which I love. It tastes so weird. Yeah, it's been, 2 years, and, a Sprite I can do. I don't even know. I can't even, like a Captain and Coke or a Jack and Coke. Maybe I should have a couple of those tonight, just for research purposes, to see how it is, because tonight's what's on tap. Garlic honey chicken and rice is what's on tap tonight, I think. So yeah, a nice Captain and Coke might go good with that. So it's been a minute, and it definitely tastes weird. Main thing right now is clear and white vinyl. Okay, on clear, here's one of the things you got to think of. Clear, if neither one of those have white options that you're going to get, you're not going to have that blocker base. So anything, it'll change the color from it. Meaning, if you print yellow on clear and put it on a blue item, it's going to turn it green. So you need to have some kind of base blocker behind it. That's where white comes in. I honestly don't know if the HP has white. I don't know. I'm sure they do, but I honestly don't know. I know that you can get the options in some of the roll-ins on the eco-solvent side of it. The issue is you got to make sure that you're using it. And most people that put the white in actually pulled the white out, and they've switched over to orange and green because they realize that they're not printing enough white to make up for clogging issues in that. Darren sounds like an amazing day to drop off taxes today. Meeting this afternoon about possible wrestling coaches and senior gifts. Any idea? Ooh. So on that side, meeting with possible coach or for possible coaches gifts and senior gifts. That's a tough one, because you can either go themed where it's something to do with wrestling, or you can go completely, on the other side of it, where it has nothing to do with the sport, and it's something that they can use, down the line from it. Where we've seen a lot of them doing it is the tumblers. Like, you've got a laser, right? So laser them some tumblers. Right? That's something that they can use forever until they lose it. It makes, a good quality. It's a high quality gift to give them too. It's not going to be a disposable one, something that they're just going to be like, oh yeah, get out of here. But, that's something that, is a memorable item. So that's what I would kind of lean to, especially since you have the laser and you're able to do it, is I would look at something laserable, whether that's tumblers. And on the coaches thing, I mean, tell me which coach doesn't like, a tumbler, right? Here's a mug. Here's something that you can put with it there. You can always do the plaque with the teams and the signatures and things like that for a coach's gift. But, something useful is always where it's at. Rye, good morning to you, my friend. I got to go back and watch your Thursday because we were talking Etsy. I told Corey, I'm like, hey, you need to get on this Etsy thing. Rye's been doing something, and you need to go watch it. So I got that on my list of watching things to do. Linda, I do bundles with my photos, but I haven't thought of that for my non-photo products. I will look into it. Yeah, and I think that's the key. Like when we look at it, like how can we bundle things together? Can you do a shirt bundle where here's a T-shirt, a hoodie, and a hat? Is there ways to bundle those products together, that upsell on it? Sure, you can get a hat, or you can get a hat for 25, you can get a hoodie for 40, and a T-shirt for 25. So let's just do the math on that. 25 on a T-shirt, all right, so that's 25, 40, what did I say, 45 on a hoodie. So now we're at 50, we're at 70, and we're throwing in a hat, and we're at 95. So we're at 95, all three of them, but you buy all three of them, and it's 75. So you're going to save $20. So it's basically, buy a hat and a hoodie and or buy a shirt and a hoodie and get a hat free. Something like that, a way to entice them to buy more. You've already got the artwork, you're already doing the pressing, you're already doing that part of it. How can you get more of them to do? It's the same way with hats. Doing it a single hat, you don't make money off that. When you're selling that single hat for $25, it's tough to make money off of it when you figure your setup time, everything that you have going into it. But if you say, hey, single hat's $25, but if you order 12 of them, the price drops to 20. If you order, 24 of them, the price drops to 19. You figure out where your margins are, what you can make off of it, and then, just sell them bulk. It's easy to take, think about orders in general, right? Take any of your standard order. Let's say your standard order is, a T-shirt, and you're charging $20 for that T-shirt, right? Well, isn't it a lot easier to do like 100 of those shirts and then make good money and turn around with that? Like our 100 shirt order, you can get 100 shirts and they're $599. So they're basically $6 a shirt. We can bang that out in an hour. There's good margins on it. How many of those do you need to do a week to be a profitable business? That's where knowing your numbers come in. So you're able to know, hey, this is what it costs me to do business. Here's the products I want to put together. Here's how I can price it. So, look at bundles. I think bundles are a great way to go. Darren, I just had some Tang last night. I'm sure you did, buddy. I usually have one Coke and one Mountain Dew. Since I started that, I have had kidney stones. Yeah, Corey had some kidney stones way bad here not too long ago. And they had to go in and break them up and surgery and all that. And it was, most likely due to Mountain Dew. And she quit drinking it cold turkey. She might have a sip here and there, but, she's pretty much she's a water gal now. She might have, a Fanta here and there, but, she's got her trusty tumbler that she'll carry around everywhere we go. It's like, Linus's security blanket with her. In fact, where did we go this weekend? And she dropped it and it looks like a geode now because it broke it off. And she's like, I think I can make another one. So that's on her list is to make another one there. And a lot of water. Yep, a lot of water. Great. I print for tumblers, have BN24 white, but don't offer white in bigger sheets. Yeah, and that's where it comes there. That BN20 is amazing. The print quality on it is great. It's just a little slower. That's all it is, but it can do a ton of stuff. It's just it comes down to the speed for it. If you're using a lot of the white, then look at the printer that offers white and then go with it that route. I think that would make the most sense for you. Brian, look at that. 50-mile-an-hour winds, Mountain Dew, go to the bank and fix hack bank accounts. Ugh. I don't want to hear that. That is not a way to start a Monday or end up the end of the month. That's not a good thing because like for me, we've got auto debits and things that come out, on the first and have to deal with that 2 days before. That's some stressful stuff. Luckily, we have, a good bank that if we run into issues, they're able to work with us. But man, that is something that nobody wants to do. At 50-mile-an-hour winds, we only got one tree left that can fall on the house. So hopefully that never doesn't make it back up here with this. Linda, I've done zippered portfolios with the school logo and name on it for the coaches. There you go. Super simple, super nice, something that they can use, a usable product. They like the large 100 wins that I make. 100 wins, what's that? They like the large 100 wins. Got it. That I make for the wrestlers on the laser. Got it. I was totally confused. on it. Speaking of the BM20, you got to know, did you get a BM20, Ryan? Did you? What do you think of it? Like I said, it's an amazing piece. It's just slow. That's its biggest downfall, is just the speed. The other big downfall, I guess, the other takeaway from it is that it is a difficult to find stock material sizes for it, because with it being 20, the material can only be 20 inches from it, so you're kind of limited to what you can get. So what I've seen a lot of people do is they'll get the 40 inch the 54 inch or the 64-inch rolls, and then they'll cut those down, because they can get those from any supplier, and they cut them down themselves, and they now they have 3 or 4 rolls out of it. Like our local science supply shop carries very, very, very little stock material for the BM20, but they'll cut rolls down for us. And so when we had the 30-inch, when we had our 30-inch printer, we would get the 64-inch rolls and have them cut it. So that way here we can maximize that. Now that we have the 54-inch, we just order straight from that. I'm printing lots of sheets for a company. BM20 is just too slow if they keep growing. I like the idea of latex because I can get an order out quickly. Can't find image compare quality versus latex, Ego versus latex. Go to Rye. What's Derek's site? TR stickers, but what is it on YouTube? Derek had the HP and he switched over to the Roland. The one other thing on it is the print quality on smaller items. So if you're doing let's say 2 inch or less, 1.5 inches or less, the print quality on the Roland, on the EcoSolid Roland, is going to blow the HP away because of the droplet size with it. Because that's what he had, was the HP, and then switched over to the Roland. God, why can I not think of his? Why can I not think of his YouTube channel right now? Now I got to go look for it. I got to go look because I can't think of it right now. Can't think of it right now, and now I'm upset because I know it and it's sitting right on the top of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Now I have to go through it. It's print. It's a print. What is it? I'm gonna just go click on it. But why? What? Print Shop Talk. That's what it is. Print Shop Talk. Thanks, Rye. Print Shop Talk. Go check out Derek's YouTube channel. They started. They basically started like you, right? So they started, with a BM20. Or they started with the Cricut, right? And then they went to BM20, and then they went to HP, and now they're at the Roland. So go through and see all that, and they'll show they've got a couple videos in there showing the comparisons on it. Yep, buying 60-inch rolls and cut them down to 415s. That's what Free does. I honestly don't know. I just got it yesterday. Used. As of right now, it's dead weight. Only bought to play around with, not production. Well, not yet. So hopefully everything checks out good. How are the heads with it? Did everything print well with it? Did it have white in it? That's the big thing on the used side of it. Some people have white in it, and then they let the white sit in there, and then you have issues because it hasn't printed. So as long as everything checked out with it, I want to say heads for that 1,200-1,300. Is that right? I have to go back and see, but it's a good little machine, man. It is a good little machine. Yep, Print Shop Talk. Yes. Yep, started with the Cameo, then BM20. So yeah. What's the holographic material that you're printing on? Oh, you mean this stuff right here? You mean this right here? And now we're throwing these in all of our packages going on, because a lot of people didn't know we print stickers. So we're including that in there. So it's one of our stickers, and our thank you stickers, and we print stickers, along with them being able to go there and order it. We do have them. There's 4 different sizes: 1.5-inch circles, 2-inch circles, 2.5-inch circles, and 3-inch circles. They're all $28. It just varies on the size that you get, because I think it starts like the 1.5-inch circles. I think it's like 144. Yeah, 144, and then the 2 inches 78, the 2.5 inches 56, and then 3 inches 36. It's on the website. You can go check those out. But this material here, that's the general formulations. I'm not sure of the item number on it, but general formulations. And we get it from Wensco has it, JDS has it. That's where we got ours from. Wensco didn't have it in stock and was going to drop ship it. So it was going to take a little longer, but JDS had it in stock, and that's where we got it from, their signed supply. But BN20A, see? Then you'll be fine. Yeah, not cheap, sadly. No, and they're not cheap. That's it. But here's the thing. They're not cheap, but look at what you can do and look what you can create. And every machine that you buy or anything that you're looking at, especially on a payment, make sure that you have the business to support it. You figure on a $20,000 machine. What are you looking at? 500 bucks a month for it, somewhere right around there, 500-600 maybe. I'll have to go back and see. So do the math, know your numbers. Can the business support it, or are you fine with paying out of pocket until it does? I was a big proponent of save until you have the money to pay it off. Now I'm like, man, if you can finance something, get in there, get it, and start making money with it, because you're going to drop a boatload of cash, take some reserve out of it, and you could probably just finance it the same money with it. The Crystal Ninja stopped in. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Kelly. Look at that. It's before 7 a.m. over there. Thanks for joining us. And Ryan, I honestly buy these toys to get my kids interested in doing something they might like. I figured stickers might do the trick. So I try that with my kids too, right? Here's the big thing. Like, just because we have the equipment doesn't mean they're going to use it, because they still have to know the artwork side of it. Otherwise, they get frustrated. They're like, oh, I just can't take this off of Etsy and do it. No, you still have to add a cut line to it. You still have to make sure files are good. You still have to do this. Learn the artwork side of it, and everything will be fine. But no, they just want to, hit buttons and make it work. So good luck. I'm trying to get Krista in here to learn more on the DTF side of things, so that way she can take over that part of the business. Here, this is what I could do, and I can pay you a nice chunk of change, so I don't have to mess with it as much anymore. And she's afraid she's going to mess something up, but what's going to happen? You're going to mess something up. Big deal, Everything's replaceable. The biggest thing you do is ruin some heads, and it's going to be out of pocket like $2,500, right? Yeah, that is the worst thing that's happened. That is a great idea. Yeah, I did that with 3D printing. I have yet to do that. I wanted to get it just to play, but that's my thing, is I want to get stuff just to play, and I don't have time to play. I don't have time to play like I should. I saw some things where we got to just talking about the business yesterday, and where we were for the year. Have we been hitting goals? We've hit the goals that we've needed to hit. We would like to set things a little higher now. We're looking at, okay, how can we do this? What do we need to do to get there? And then, how are things going to work with the places that we're going out of town this year? DAX Kansas City was this past weekend. From everything I talked to, they said it was a great show, lots of great education for it. But for us, we've got training come up a few different shows. Some of them we just might go to. We're looking at we're in February, March, April is going to be DAX Chicago. So that's Tinley Park, DAX Chicago, April 13th or 14th, somewhere around there. We'll be going up to that show. Then we don't have anything scheduled for May. June is Skills USA down in Atlanta. July is supposed to be Shirt Labs down in New Orleans, but I don't know if we're going to go to that one now, just because we haven't, there haven't been dates set. Each day we get closer, airfare goes up more and more and more and more. And so to look at, okay, what's it going to cost us to fly down for the weekend, everything with there. As much as it's something that we want to do, we just might do the virtual one if it's available, because, hey, the closer we get, the more it costs. And so that would be July. What was it? NBM in Fort Worth is what we were looking at. What was that? August, September, somewhere around there. That was a possibility. But then, November, we're heading on the Disney cruise. So, there's a lot of travel come up. And then right in the beginning of next year, January, Impressions Expo, January or February, APA. February, that's when we're doing our anniversary trip, because we'll actually have an anniversary date. So a lot of travel coming up in the next 12 months, and we need to make sure that we have a plan in place so when we leave. What was I going to say? There's something about that with travel. I don't know. There's something I missed up there. For Europe, 14 3D printers, 3 of them belong to my kids. Awesome. How is that going? Are you nailing it? My thing with 3D printing is that while it sounded great for personal projects, things like that, that's almost what you need is the 3D farm in order to get anything really out. Because man, the time on it is just ridiculous. Yep. If you're not backing mistakes, you're not learning. Yeah, if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. Absolutely, Chuck. I mean, there's times that you saw me on Friday. I was upset because there's stuff I wanted to buy, and they're like, "Hey, you probably shouldn't do it right now until you get everything to where it needs to be." And I'm like, "But I want to buy it." They're like, "Just telling you, you probably shouldn't." And I hate being told no. And and then there's other days where I'm like, "Why am I in this business? I should just go get a real job." Not that this isn't a real job, but a real job meaning that I have set hours with a set pay, with a set vacation, with a set insurance, with set everything. And it's not, and go back to doing this for fun for part time and that. Then I look at the schedule where everywhere we want to go. And I'm like, I can't do that if I have a 9 to 5 job. You just can't up and go to a trade show for a weekend or go here for a week or there for a week. So as much as, there's times where the job just drives me crazy. There's other times where I love it. Oh, now I remember what we were talking about. As we were looking around for stuff, I came across, I don't know if anybody's seen my post, the Disney Around the World trip. Anybody check that out? I mean, it's only $110,000 a person. Like $110,000 a person for 23 days and a trip around the world. Like ridiculous. So I did the math and I'm like, okay, if I wanted to take all the kids, significant others, things like that, it's going to be like $1.5 million to take everybody on vacation. Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it. But when it's just like two of us for $210,000 to travel the world, man, that doesn't sound half bad. But man, that's the thing. Set those goals. Why can't I set a goal that I want to do a trip around the world on a Disney line in a private airplane and all that, right? I can set that goal. And what do I need to get accomplished there? So if I need that, and I wanted to do it, two people, so that's $250,000 a year. I basically need to do about $1,000 a day in sales to be able to cover that alone. If I want to do that next year, so I need $1,000 in sales per day after everything is said and done, extra just to pay for 23 day trip. That's crazy. Well, yeah, Disney 100K. It was 109K, I think, right off the bat. But you hit all the Disney theme parks. So you started in California. California, you hit Tokyo, Shanghai, and you hit Paris, and then you hit Florida. But in between there, there's also a stop at the Taj Mahal, and there's a stop at the pyramids. So I mean, there's it to me. I'm like, man, that it definitely would be a trip of a lifetime. Could I do more trips for a lot less money? Absolutely, but hey, it's not Disney right there. Linda, no problem. Take care of that customer. Those customers pay our bills. Uh, my youngest had a hustle at school and had sold enough fidgets to buy a second printer. Man, that's awesome. That's way to go. It's going quick. I added decals to help with the sales. Use a sticker, buy a new sticker. I have folks who had my parts going on 3 years now. Nice. Great that they lasted, but they lasted. That's the thing with decals. So, when we've had that discussion where people are like, hey, how long will they last? And I say, 2 to 3 years. And I'm like, yeah, well, so can get them, they can print on the other material with the other stuff, and it's going to last 5 to 7 years. Absolutely, it can. Here's the downfall of that. They're not coming back to buy you for 5 to 7 years. So make sure you're pricing accordingly on that. When we print out signs, banners, things like that, and here's the time limit we're expecting it to last. Decals, hey, if 2 to 5 years on it, guess what? 3 years it starts fading out, 3.5 years, whatever. Cool. It's time for a new decal. We found that with our decal fundraiser. The first year that we did it was a great year. And they said, hey, we do these every year. This will be a great thing. Well, then the second year was a lot less. And the third year was less as well. Reason being is they said, hey, they're lasting. We don't need them. Right? And anymore, what's the average that somebody keeps a car? 3 to 5 years, it seems like. So anything that lasts longer than that, they're getting rid of the car. Or even sports-wise, you're making a decal for a parent that is in baseball, freshman in high school. By the time 4 years hits, they're out. So if it fades, they're just pulling it off anyway. Their kid's not in school anymore. So, is it cost effective to go higher because to make it last longer? On things like that? Probably not. All right, we've got a busy day. We've got a lot of DTF to get out the door. I think everybody who placed orders over the weekend. Rush orders are being processed now and will be going out, so we'll make sure those are first. I think rush orders are going to take us till about 2 o'clock today, and then we'll get into our standard orders because we had a lot of those come in Friday through this morning. Actually, we had there. Remember, same day print as long as it's under 50 square feet and 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you need something same day printed, we are able to do that as long as you get it to us by 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. The other thing that we got tomorrow, Tuesday with Todd, we're going to talk all e-commerce solution Equid. It's what we use to build our sites with. It's what we use to build our business with. So it's pretty simple, easy to use. I'll have an affiliate link for you. You can sign up for the affiliate link. It costs you nothing to sign up. We make a small percentage if you sign up for any business plans. And by a small percentage, I mean a really small percentage. But hey, everything all helps out. That'll be tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're Tuesday with Todd, and we're going to talk e-commerce, building a site with Equid. Wednesday, Friday, Morning Mindset. We'll be back here 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then Thursday, we'll do another bundle drop. There's a couple things in the mix. We're looking to see which ones to go with. We had a couple good ideas come in, so we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. But until then, you guys have an amazing day. I mean, it's Monday, right? You're here, you're breathing. Everything is spectacular. There's so much that you can get out there and do. I want you to have the very best day that you can, because why not, right? You deserve it. You deserve to make the most of today and have the best reward. So get after it. Have fun. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday with Todd.